Hello traders, this is me, Tim Tembe from Lion Troop Global Associates. For quite some time I've been asked how I go about analyzing the markets and finding my profitable trading setups. So now, today I just want to walk you guys through how I go about analyzing the charts and finding the profitable setups. So now, the first thing that I do is that I open my chart on the weekly, right? And I'll zoom out as far as I can to get the bird's eye view of this market. And looking from the left side to the right side, the first thing that I try to establish is the trend. I want to know my trend, right? I use the TLS method as my foundation, where I focus on the trend, levels, and signals. So the first thing that I want to know with the chart that I'm looking at is the trend. Are we moving to the upside? Are we moving to the downside? Or are we just moving sideways in between my support and resistance levels? So looking at this chart here from left to right, we can see that prices have been dropping to the downside for the previous weeks, right? We can tell that ever since 2017, price has been bearish here because we've been producing lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, and those are the characteristics of a downtrend. So now let's use our line chart to see the turning points much clearly, and I'll connect all our lower highs over here to draw our downtrend. We're gonna go back to the candles to see if it lines up well and correct the mistakes if it doesn't, like here. So you can see that we have our lower highs here connecting to the downside. So previously we're looking trades back to our trend line. So when price came back for retest, we're selling into this market. And most recently price came back to our descending trend line over here, and I honestly sold into this market. However, due to this huge bullish candle here, I got stopped out for some few pips. So now this breakout of our descending trend line was showing that now the bulls are starting to take control and we should be looking for trades going to the upside. So we've established our trend, it's bullish, right? Let's drop down to the lower time frame to see if it lines up well as well. So now we're on the daily chart and we can get rid of this descending trend line here. We know that now our trend is bearish. Let's try making sense of the daily chart and try to line it up with the bigger time frame. So once again, we can go to our line chart and look from the left side to the right side. So looking from the left side to the right side, we can tell that prices have been pushing higher, producing higher highs and higher lows. And higher highs and higher lows are the characteristics of an uptrend. So now let's connect our higher lows here. Sorry about that. Exactly right here. Looking at our candles over here, we can tell that prices, when they try to break below, the bulls keep on pushing this market higher. And on numerous attempts, the market kept on pushing higher when it came back here. So now, due to this huge bullish run here, the market broke above our level of support. This is actually our monthly resistance level at 111.057. So after it pushed to the upside, this was the first phase of the market. The market is always moving in two phases. It's either we're having a push or pullback. In this case, we had a push to the upside, and it was meant by our 112 monthly resistance level, and it pushed to the downside for the second phase of the market, which is a pullback. We have a push and a pullback. So the first phase was the push, the second phase was the pullback to our now support level. And also another thing that we had to form here was our new higher low. So now it brings us to our S, which is our signal. If we can look at the previous candle which formed on Monday, this is a bullish pin bar, which shows that the bears were trying to push to the downside. However, the bulls won the battle by pushing this market higher over here. This tail shows that the market has been here, but then it couldn't push lower because the bulls were now starting to take control. So now we have our trend, which is bullish, right? We have our level of support at 111.057. We got our signal, which is our price action pin bar signal. Now, how do we take advantage of this? Well, there are two kinds of ways you can enter into this kind of market. You can enter on the breakout right here. Let me just highlight it. You can have an entry over here. Right? When the market breaks above, or you can enter this candle based on the 50% level of the pin bar. So right there, you wait for this to form, right? Obviously you need to wait for the daily close since we're looking at the daily chart. And the second day you wait for the retest to the 50% level of this pin bar. That's where you're going to be entering into this market. Obviously, entering in this kind of method, it gives you more in terms of risk and reward because your stop loss is going to be much tighter. However, you're not going to be exposing your trade, but then your stop loss is going to be much smaller and your potential reward is going to be much bigger. So here's what I mean. Let's say you took an entry over here, stop loss just here to take profit. You can see that the risk and reward is 1:5.42. However, same place, right? Same stop loss placement. You can tell right now. Let me do this. But then different entry. Our risk and reward goes back to 1.26. So that's the power of using the 50% entry of this pin bars. And I hope you guys have found this video really helpful. We have a trading course which is running for $299 in our website. That's liontroopfx.com, liontroopfx.com. We're currently running a trading course, so please visit our website at liontroopfx to get our insanely powerful trading course for only $299. I love you guys. I hope you found this helpful. Once again, peace out. TT Tembi.